Every year, more than 100,000 Americans over 60 are rushed to emergency rooms with heart problems caused not by disease, but by the very pills they believed were saving them. Medications meant to lower cholesterol, control blood sugar, ease pain, or calm acid reflux can, over time, drain vital nutrients, stiffen arteries, trigger deadly rhythms, or even double the risk of cardiac arrest. And the cruelest twist? Most seniors mistake the warning signs, fatigue, swelling, dizziness, as just aging, never realizing the danger is hiding in plain sight inside their pill bottles. How many are unknowingly trading their heart's strength for a number on a lab report? How many are swallowing what could one day send them straight to an ambulance? This is the Downturn Report, where the truth gets personal. In today's investigation, we expose 5 most dangerous pills hiding in senior medicine cabinets and reveal safer alternatives you can ask your doctor about. And don't worry, by the end of each section, you'll know exactly which replacements can truly protect your heart. Number 1. Painkillers. If you're past 60, there's a good chance the real danger to your heart isn't hiding in a surgeon's scalpel or lurking in your family tree. It's sitting quietly in that kitchen drawer next to the rubber bands and coupons. Ibuprofen, naproxen, and other over-the-counter painkillers are so familiar, they practically feel like members of the household, the kind of safe little helpers we reach for without thinking whenever arthritis flares up or a stubborn headache won't quit. But here's the gut-punch truth most seniors never hear. Those same pills, sold freely without a prescription and advertised as harmless relief, may be silently hardening your arteries, thickening your blood, and setting the stage for a heart attack while you go about your day thinking you're doing the right thing. It's the medical version of a wolf in sheep's clothing, only this one is sitting right next to your salt shaker. The way these drugs work is deceptively simple. They block enzymes called KOX1 and KOX2, the culprits behind inflammation and pain. But those enzymes are also part of the body's built-in defense system for the heart and blood vessels. Shut them down, and you don't just silence pain. You throw a wrench into the machinery that regulates blood pressure and blood flow. The result? Blood pressure creeps upward like a slow-leaking tire. Blood thickens into something closer to molasses than water, and arteries lose their flexibility, becoming as stiff and unforgiving as a frozen garden hose in January. This isn't scare tactic speculation. It's what decades of research now confirm. The American Heart Association warns that regular use of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs, such as ibuprofen or naproxen, can significantly raise the risk of heart attack or stroke, especially in people over 60 whose cardiovascular systems are already under strain. The statistics should make every senior sit up and rethink what's in their medicine cabinet. A large Danish study tracking more than 100,000 people found that seniors taking these painkillers daily had a 31% higher chance of suffering cardiac arrest than those who did not. And that's not even the most terrifying part. The danger doesn't require months or years of use. Doctors at the Cleveland Clinic warn that as little as 1 week of high-dose NSAIDs may be enough to trigger heart rhythm changes in vulnerable patients. Think about that. 7 days of popping what feels like a safe pill could tip a fragile heart into chaos. It's like tightening a screw one turn too many and watching the whole machine crack. Yet perhaps the most insidious part of this entire story isn't biological. It's psychological. Because these medications are available without a prescription, many seniors assume they must be safer than prescription drugs. That false sense of security turns occasional use into daily habit, and habit into cumulative, invisible heart damage. It's the medical equivalent of a dripping faucet, harmless at first until one day you realize the water bill has skyrocketed and the foundation is rotting. By the time most people learn the truth, their arteries have already paid the price for years of safe, over-the-counter relief. The betrayal hits harder when you remember who relies most on these drugs. Older Americans on fixed incomes, retirees stretching every Social Security check, former factory workers and caregivers whose bodies ache from decades of labor. For them, a few cheap pills from the local pharmacy seem like a godsend, a small comfort in a world that's already taken too much. But comfort shouldn't come with a hidden countdown clock attached to your heart. If you've been leaning on NSAIDs like ibuprofen or naproxen every day, It's time to have an honest conversation with your doctor about safer approaches. The good news is there are alternatives that don't gamble with your cardiovascular health. For milder pain, acetaminophen, found in brands like Tylenol and Mapap, can often do the job without the same heart risks. Topical treatments like Salonpas or Aspercreme deliver targeted relief through the skin, bypassing many of the systemic dangers altogether. Even simple lifestyle strategies, alternating heat and cold therapy, light stretching, or low-impact exercise, can reduce dependence on pills. And if NSAIDs are truly unavoidable, experts stress the importance of using the lowest effective dose for the shortest possible time. Think of it as treating these drugs the way you'd treat dynamite, useful in the right situation, but only with extreme caution and respect. This isn't fear-mongering, it's a wake-up call. Because the truth is, no one over 60 can afford to take their heart for granted. And as we move to the next medicine on this list, the story only gets darker. The pills ahead don't just raise your blood pressure. They quietly prepare the ground for something far more devastating. Number 2, diabetes pills. If painkillers are the wolf in sheep's clothing of the medicine cabinet, then certain diabetes pills are the Trojan horse rolling straight into your heart's defenses. For millions of older Americans, these pills are swallowed each morning with the same trust they place in their Social Security check. As if they are guaranteed to keep life stable and predictable, they're marketed as blood sugar tamers, complication reducers, and energy stabilizers. And for many, they've become as routine as the morning coffee. But behind that reassuring routine lies a threat most seniors never see coming. Some of these drugs, especially older ones like rosiglitazone, may be quietly dismantling the very organ they're supposed to protect. Imagine believing you're putting out a fire, only to realize you've been dousing your house with gasoline all along. That's the bitter irony playing out in medicine cabinets across America. When rosiglitazone first hit the market, it was hailed as a breakthrough for type 2 diabetes, the kind of miracle pill that could rewrite the rules for blood sugar control. Doctors prescribed it widely, and patients embraced it as a ticket to a longer, healthier life. But within just a few short years, cracks began to show in that miracle. Groundbreaking research published in the New England Journal of Medicine delivered a jolt to the medical world. Patients on rosiglitazone faced a 43% higher risk of heart attack and significantly more hospitalizations for heart failure. That wasn't just a small statistical blip. It was a red siren flashing over medicine's most vulnerable patients. Eventually, even the FDA was forced to issue strong warnings. But by then, millions of seniors had already been exposed. And here's the kicker. Some are still taking it today, blissfully unaware of the storm brewing beneath the surface. The danger lies in how these drugs work. Rosiglitazone makes the body more sensitive to insulin, which helps lower blood sugar. That's the good news. The bad news is that it also causes fluid retention, increases blood pressure, and adds significant strain to the heart muscle. For a senior whose arteries are already weakened by decades of wear and tear, that extra strain can be the final straw that tips them toward heart failure. One extensive study in the Journal of the American Medical Association followed thousands of seniors and confirmed the grim reality. Long-term use of rosiglitazone was linked to higher rates of cardiovascular death. And despite that mountain of evidence, drugs from the same class are still prescribed in certain parts of the world, as if the past 2 decades of warning signs never happened. It's a bit like watching a house with a condemned sign still being rented out, except this house is your body. For seniors already living under the constant stress of managing blood sugar, this revelation feels like betrayal layered on betrayal. Many are living on fixed incomes, juggling expensive prescriptions, and trusting that the pills in their pill box are working for them, not against them. But the truth is unsettling. Not all medical progress is actually progress. Some so-called miracle drugs solve one problem while quietly creating another, turning patients into unwitting test subjects in a decades-long experiment they never signed up for. And the cruelest twist of all, the heart damage these pills cause is often disguised as normal aging. Shortness of breath, swelling in the legs, fatigue, symptoms that many seniors dismiss as just part of getting older. Meanwhile, the real culprit sits in the palm of their hand. The good news is that safer alternatives do exist, and they don't force you to choose between controlling your blood sugar and protecting your heart. Newer classes of diabetes drugs, such as SGLT2 inhibitors like Jardiance, Farxiga, and Invokana, have been shown not only to lower blood sugar, but also to actively protect the heart. GLP-1 receptor agonists, such as Ozempic and Trulicity, offer additional cardiovascular benefits while improving glucose control. And beyond pharmaceuticals, lifestyle changes. Something as simple as a 30-minute daily walk, reducing refined carbohydrates, or building muscle strength through light resistance training can dramatically improve blood sugar without overloading the heart. These alternatives prove that the future doesn't have to repeat the mistakes of the past. What's unfolding here is a lesson every senior deserves to hear. Not every pill with a shiny label is your friend. Some are wolves dressed as shepherds, guiding you down a path that ends in the very complications they promise to prevent. And if that thought leaves you uneasy, brace yourself. Because the next class of drugs on this list doesn't just strain the heart, it hides its damage so well that most people mistake it for the inevitable march of time. Number 3, steroids. If painkillers are the wolf and diabetes pills the Trojan horse, then steroids are the smooth-talking con artist of the medicine cabinet, the one who shows up promising quick fixes while quietly emptying your body's savings account. For countless seniors battling arthritis flare-ups, asthma, autoimmune disorders, or stubborn skin conditions, pills like prednisone feel like a gift from the heavens. The swelling melts away, pain backs down, breathing becomes easier, and for a fleeting moment, life feels normal again. But that sense of miracle is often a mirage. Hidden beneath the fast relief is a price tag that comes due later, and your heart is usually the one that pays it. It's like trading your old car for a shiny new one without reading the fine print, only to discover the loan terms will bankrupt you in the end. Here's how the betrayal unfolds. Steroids force the body to retain salt and water, and that extra fluid isn't just a cosmetic nuisance causing puffy ankles. It quietly ramps up blood pressure and makes the heart pump harder than it should. Day after day of this hidden stress thickens the heart muscle like overworked biceps and stiffens arteries until they resemble rusted pipes. The result is a cardiovascular system primed for failure. A major study published in the British Medical Journal delivered a sobering warning. Seniors on long-term steroids were 2 times more likely to develop cardiovascular disease than those who never touched them. And don't think you're safe if you only use them every once in a while. Even short bursts lasting just a few weeks have been linked to sudden spikes in blood pressure and dangerous changes in heart rhythm. The kind that sneak up like a thief in the night. The damage doesn't stop there. Steroids raise blood sugar levels, increase cholesterol, and weaken bones, each one another weight tied to the heart's ankles. For seniors already juggling multiple chronic conditions, this cluster of side effects isn't just inconvenient, it's catastrophic. A drug meant to ease arthritis pain can end up worsening diabetes. A treatment for asthma might simultaneously erode bone strength. It's a cruel domino effect, one that too many older Americans on fixed incomes don't learn about until the damage is already done. And because these pills work so quickly, many patients, and even some doctors, get lulled into thinking they're the safest route, when in reality, they're often trading short-term comfort for long-term decline. The cruel irony is that most seniors who rely on steroids are already among the most vulnerable. Retired workers, veterans, and caregivers whose bodies have carried heavy loads for decades. They're not looking for miracles. They're looking for relief that doesn't cost them the years they have left. Yet that's exactly what chronic steroid use can quietly steal. What starts as a few days of easier breathing or pain-free mornings can, over time, become a setup for heart failure, strokes, and cascading health problems that feel inevitable, but aren't. It doesn't have to be this way. Doctors now emphasize a more cautious approach, exploring non-steroidal alternatives like celecoxib, sold as Celebrex, or meloxicam, known as Mobic, for inflammation, or incorporating physical therapy and targeted lifestyle changes to ease symptoms without overloading the heart. Topical treatments for skin conditions and inhaled therapies for asthma can deliver relief without flooding the entire body with steroids. Even small adjustments, reducing sodium intake, gentle daily exercise, or weight management, can lower inflammation naturally and give the heart room to breathe. And for those who truly need steroids, Experts urge using the lowest effective dose for the shortest possible duration. The message couldn't be clearer. What feels like short-term relief can quietly become long-term damage, especially when the heart is already vulnerable. Prednisone and its cousins may make life easier today, but they often do so by stealing strength from tomorrow. And as we move deeper into this list, the next class of drugs doesn't just tax the heart, it disguises its damage so well that most people never realize what's happening until it's too late. Number 4. Acid reflux pills. If steroids are the smooth-talking con artist of the medicine world, then acid reflux pills are the slick salesman with the too-good-to-be-true offer, promising instant comfort while quietly signing your heart up for a future it never asked for. These pills are everywhere. Peek inside almost any senior's medicine cabinet in America, and you'll find them lined up like tiny soldiers. The pills handed out for heartburn, GERD, or indigestion, prescribed so often they become part of daily life. They seem harmless enough, a little capsule to tame the fire in your chest and let you enjoy a plate of spaghetti without regret. But that comforting illusion masks a danger so subtle and insidious, it often goes unnoticed until the damage is already done. The very pill meant to soothe your chest might be silently sabotaging your heart. Here's the part your doctor probably didn't mention. Acid reflux pills work by shutting down stomach acid production. That sounds great when you're battling heartburn, but stomach acid isn't just some irritating inconvenience. It's vital for absorbing key minerals and vitamins like magnesium and B12. Without it, your body can't properly extract these nutrients from food. And when magnesium levels plunge, something frightening happens. The heart's electrical system becomes unstable, like a city power grid on the verge of blackout. That's when the truly terrifying risks emerge. Heart palpitations, irregular rhythms, and even sudden cardiac arrest. In other words, what starts as a solution for digestive discomfort can evolve into a full-blown cardiovascular crisis. The science is clear and sobering. Research from the Mayo Clinic and the American Journal of Medicine shows that long-term use of acid reflux medications significantly depletes magnesium levels, undermining heart function over time. Stanford University researchers took it further, discovering that seniors taking these pills long-term faced a 20% higher risk of heart attack compared to those who didn't. And yet, the most disturbing revelation may be this. A review from Johns Hopkins found that nearly half of seniors still taking acid reflux pills no longer even needed them. The prescriptions just kept getting renewed, year after year, without anyone stopping to ask if the risk still outweighed the reward. It's the pharmaceutical version of autopay. Convenient, habitual, and quietly draining more than just your wallet. This should send a chill down the spine of anyone over 60. Because unlike other threats, this one doesn't scream. It creeps. It doesn't announce itself with pain or dramatic symptoms. Just subtle shifts. A flutter in your chest here, a skipped beat there, maybe a little dizziness that's brushed off as just getting older. But beneath those quiet signals, your heart's electrical system may already be faltering, destabilized by a nutrient imbalance caused by the very pill you trusted to keep you healthy. And for retirees living on tight budgets and fixed incomes, the cruel irony is that they're often paying month after month for a drug that's slowly eroding the very organ that keeps them alive. But there is a safer path forward, one that doesn't involve gambling with your heart. Many cases of acid reflux can be managed naturally without long-term dependence on these medications. Simple lifestyle changes, like avoiding late-night meals, shedding a bit of weight around the waistline, elevating the head while sleeping, and cutting back on alcohol and caffeine, can dramatically reduce reflux episodes. And when medication is necessary, short-term options like famotidine, Pepcid, or ranitidine alternatives now available on the market can provide relief without stripping your body of essential minerals. Natural remedies such as deglycyrrhizinated licorice, DGL, or chewable calcium-based tablets like Tums can also help reduce symptoms when used responsibly. These approaches allow you to treat the problem without pulling the rug out from under your heart. The lesson here is as uncomfortable as it is crucial. What looks like a quick fix for heartburn can, over time, become a slow-motion assault on the very organ that keeps you alive. Those innocent-looking pills may silence the burn in your chest, but they can also dim the electrical heartbeat of your life, And as we continue down this list, the next class of medications doesn't just toy with your heart's stability, it masks its damage so completely that most people never see the danger until the lights go out. Number 5. Cholesterol pills. They're handed out like candy at doctors' offices and swallowed daily by millions of seniors. Statins like atorvastatin and simvastatin, marketed as shields against heart attacks and clogged arteries. But beneath that reassuring promise hides a troubling truth most patients never hear. Statins lower cholesterol by blocking a liver pathway. But that same pathway produces coenzyme Q10, the molecule every heart cell needs for energy. When CoQ10 drops, the heart starts to tire like an engine running on fumes, leading to weakness, fatigue, and even heart failure. A study in the American Journal of Cardiology found that long-term statin users consistently had lower CoQ10 and impaired heart function. And while most people know statins can cause muscle pain in the legs or back, few realize that in rare cases that damage can extend to the heart itself, as documented in the European Heart Journal. The controversy deepens. A BMJ analysis revealed that while statins do lower cholesterol, their actual benefit for preventing heart attacks in older adults was far smaller than expected. Yet the risks of diabetes, muscle decline, and heart weakening were higher. Statins can absolutely save lives for high-risk patients, but for those with borderline cholesterol, they might be trading real heart strength for prettier lab numbers. Many seniors mistake the resulting fatigue or swelling as just aging, never suspecting the pill bottle on their nightstand could be draining their vitality. There are safer paths. Supplements like ubiquinol-based CoQ10 may replenish what statins deplete. Alternatives such as ezetimibe, Zetia, or PCSK9 inhibitors like alirocumab, Praluent, and evolocumab, Repatha, lower cholesterol without starving the heart. And lifestyle shifts. More fiber, fewer processed foods, daily walking can reduce cholesterol naturally while strengthening, not weakening, the heart. The message is clear. Never stop medication without your doctor's guidance, but always ask sharper questions. When it comes to your heart, every beat counts, and you deserve more than a pill that protects a number while stealing your strength. If this video shook something inside you, it's because the truth is far more personal than most of us were ever told. These pills, the ones meant to protect us, heal us, extend our lives, can also silently betray us, draining the heart of its strength one beat at a time. And the most chilling part? Most seniors never even realize what's happening. They blame the dizziness on just getting older, the swelling on a long day, the fatigue on bad sleep. But behind those small signs might be a pill bottle, quietly rewriting the story of your health. It doesn't mean you should fear every prescription, but it does mean you should question them, understand them, and take back control over the choices that shape your future. Talk to your doctor, ask if every pill is still necessary, explore safer alternatives and simple lifestyle changes that could protect your heart more powerfully than any prescription ever could. And if this message opened your eyes, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone you love and subscribe to our channel so you never miss the critical truths that could protect your health and extend your life.
Thanks a lot for sticking with us to the very end. If you found this video useful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you won't miss any daily uploads. And now go ahead and explore some of our top recommended videos popping up on your screen. Goodbye and see you in the next one.